This is the last video Connor Murphy ever posted. I know it feels strange, but believe it or not, Connor didn't always look like this. Back then, he looked like the guy who had life all figured out. Shredded body, crazy confidence, millions of people watching him. For a lot of guys just scrolling online, Connor was the fitness dude they wanted to turn into. However, gradually and slowly over time, something started changing. His content got weirder and darker. People who used to watch him for motivation sensed a disturbing change in him. And before anyone really understood what was happening to him, the story reached Thailand. In there, Connor's final moments became the kind of headline nobody expected from the guy who once looked unstoppable. But in order to understand what went wrong with Connor Murphy, we have to go back. Now, before Thailand and all those ugly headlines, Connor Murphy was just known as that fitness guy. Back in the late 2010s, fitness YouTube had this whole vibe. Every guy wanted better abs, bigger arms, more confident, sharper looks. That whole self-improvement world was blowing up, and Connor fit right into it. He had this insane physique, but he also had a weird awkward confidence that made him hard to ignore. Like, sometimes you'd watch him and think, bro, why are you doing this? But you'd still keep watching. That was kinda the magic. Connor would give workout tips, talk about building muscle, show transformation stuff. Then suddenly he'd be outside shirtless, doing public challenges and turning uncomfortable moments into content. Some of it was cringe, yeah, but it worked. Because underneath all the awkward stuff, Connor looked like the finished product. And his audience proved that. He had around 386,000 followers on Instagram, about 474,000 on Facebook, and another 24,900 on TikTok. On YouTube, he had already become one of those fitness names people recognized if they were into bodybuilding, confidence, looks, or that whole fix yourself side of the internet. So when people talk about Connor now, they're not just talking about some random influencer who went viral for the wrong reason. They remember the old version, the guy who made fitness feel exciting. Can't believe I got inspired by him and his life went so tragic. Wish you could avoid those drugs, Connor. Om Shanti to Connor, all-time favorite influencer. And that's the sad part. If someone disappears, people notice right away. But Connor was still online, still talking, still making videos, still showing up on people's feeds. Only now, the videos didn't feel like the old Connor anymore. The fitness stuff started sliding into the background. The gym advice became less of the point. And slowly, his content moved into this whole other side of the world. Fasting, spirituality, meditation, enlightenment, awakening, psychedelic style talk. At first, a lot of the fans probably didn't panic because fitness creators do weird self-improvement stuff all the time. So maybe people thought Connor was just trying something new, a new version of himself. But with time, the vibe started getting heavier. People were asking if he was okay. What happened to bro? People take drugs in the name of spirituality and don't realize how badly it can end. And maybe that was also the situation with Connor. Even his audience spoke about psychedelics, like Connor's mind had been changed permanently. Mental illness so sad. Just say no to drugs, kids. This man was an absolute stud in his younger prime years. It was all downhill once he started experimenting with ashwagandha and who knows what else. The mental illness dude, holy shit. Dude looks ugly as F, like Frankenstein's monster, and there was nothing wrong with him before. This guy is so cooked, it's insane. Oh honey, his audience were watching someone lose himself spiritually. They felt the change. They could tell the old Connor was slipping away. The guy who used to make fitness feel simple and exciting now felt harder to understand. Like he was still there, but also not really there anymore. And then the whole thing got even harder to watch because Connor's face became part of the conversation, which sounds weird, but with Connor, it kind of made sense. His whole brand has always been about his looks. Build the body, fix the confidence, become more attractive, turn yourself into the guy people notice. So when he started getting deeper into the looks maxing world, Some fans probably thought, okay, this is still Connor doing Connor stuff. But then he started feeling uncomfortable. He started talking more about that side of it. Jaw changes, extreme appearance ideas. People were watching him talk about damaging parts of your face like it was some normal self-improvement hack. And the comments were brutal. Some viewers said he looked terrible. Others were saying he had already been good looking. So what was he even trying to fix? He was good looking already, then decided to f up his jaw. The old Connor already had what so many people wanted, but somewhere along the way, it felt like it still wasn't enough. Now his audience were watching a guy slowly turn his own body and face into a problem he couldn't stop trying to solve. In May 2024, something happened in Pattaya that made the whole thing feel a lot more serious. Thai police reportedly went to Connor's residence after neighbors heard chaos coming from inside the property. And the scene was really bad. Property damage, bloodstains, broken glass. Connor reportedly had injuries from the glass. Reports also alleged that his girlfriend at the time and her younger sister got hurt during the incident before they managed to get out and ask for help. Now, nobody outside that investigation can say exactly what caused that night. We don't know what was happening behind closed doors. But for some people who had already watched Connor change online, this felt like the moment where the worry stopped being just about internet gossip. The Pattaya incident had been a warning sign sitting right there in front of everyone. And some people, understandably, blamed the drugs. I don't think he was taking gear. I'm pretty sure he was just taking hard drugs. Poor kid, obviously broken addict. And others, they blamed the fame. And some people blamed social media for rewarding the weirdness until it stopped looking like entertainment. And then, 2 years later, another house in Thailand became the center of the final story. By July 2026, Connor had been staying with his girlfriend B in Bang Phli district, Samut Prakan. They were staying at a rental house by a lake. It was the kind of place someone goes to slow down. A quiet house, a lake nearby, a fresh start maybe. But when police walked through that home, they didn't find anything peaceful. They found paint across the walls and ceiling, gray and yellow streaks all over the house, a black tar-like substance covering kitchen appliances, trash piling up, badly stained couches, furniture damaged, decorations ruined. The whole place looked less like a party got out of hand and more like something had gone seriously wrong overnight. B reportedly told the police she had been sleeping in another room when the damage happened. She said she didn't know what triggered it. She also said she hadn't seen Connor use drugs while they were living together, but the investigation still raised more questions. Police reportedly found 2 unused syringes in his car and unidentified white pills in a waste bag. So at that point, nobody could say for sure what Connor had taken, what he hadn't taken, or what was happening inside his head. Something had gone very wrong. Security staff said Connor had been acting strangely that day. He reportedly showed up in a hired vehicle and offered the driver 1,000 baht, which the driver didn't take. Then he reportedly walked up to another person's car and tried to get inside. Security warned the driver not to pick him up. And after that, things continued to get worse. Connor became agitated. He started shouting, rolled on the road. On top of that, he was making some sort of gestures like he was praying. And that's when police arrived. When Connor saw them, he ran. He headed toward the lake inside the village and went straight into the water. At first, he was swimming, but after a while he started losing strength. The lake went deeper than 10 meters, so nobody on shore jumped in after him. People could see him. People knew something was wrong. But the water was too deep and the whole thing was moving too fast. Rescue divers were called immediately, but when they came, it was already too late. They searched for around 30 minutes until they found Connor about 20 meters from the edge. He was only 32. And after all those years of people calling him cooked, crazy, broken, or gone, none of those words felt funny anymore. It was just a man in trouble, in deep waters, while everyone around him realized too late that this wasn't content anymore. And once the news got out, the internet did what the internet does. He ended up looks maxing after travel maxing. It's sad maxing. Just brutal stuff. Like, even after everything, some people still treated Connor like one last meme. RIP to the OG looks maxer. I'll never forget the divine protein shake. Probably should have spent some time working on his swim maxing. Damn, way too young. RIP Connor Murphy. Mental health and the pressures of this space are no joke. Prayers to his loved ones. Should have tried swim maxing instead. But longtime fans saw it a different way. They remember the Connor of old, the confident fitness guy, the dude who made them want to work out, fix their body, and feel better about themselves. And others blame the drug. RIP to Connor. Guys, stay away from psychedelics, performance-enhancing drugs, and anything related to it. It is not worth damaging your health because health problems are the worst possible. Stay natural, train hard, health max because health maxing is looks maxing. And then there were those who blamed social media, like it kept rewarding the weirdness until nobody knew where the real Connor ended and the spectacle began. And that's what makes this story so disturbing. Because the collapse didn't happen off camera. They saw him change in real time, but nobody knew where he was actually heading. So yeah, Connor Murphy built his name on transformations, changing your body, your confidence, and the way the world sees you. But somewhere along the way, the transformation stopped looking like self-improvement. It started looking like someone disappearing in front of everyone. Because at the end of the day, not every glow-up is a comeback story. Sometimes it's a warning sign. And Connor Murphy's final chapter is the kind of warning people only understood after it was already too late.